Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Our producer Samantha's here. Hey, Sam.
Hey.
All right, let's not waste any time because we have to
busy.
handle this gingerly. A man on the road.
Get to work.
On Zoom with us right now.
Yeah.
He's currently driving his car, which is a first for us, I
We've
think.
never had this.
We've had a comedian in the back of an Uber do an
Yeah, that's
interview,
true.
but never driving.
And then, no, we had a smooth-skinned black guy, never ages, MTV.
That's all of them.
Bill Bellamy, but he pulled over. He was not
Yeah,
driving.
yeah.
Because he's a
Bellamy's
pussy.
weak.
Yeah.
That's why he doesn't age.
You're a pussy, Bellamy.
He doesn't take any chances.
Yeah, but on the line with us right now, he's going to be in Tampa. 1 show Thursday, 2 shows Friday and Saturday at Side Splitters. Go grab those tickets. It is comedian Nick Hoff. How you doing, man?
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm on the road. I've got my whole family in the car. We're on the road for 7 weeks. I had a show in Oklahoma City last night, and I have a show in New Orleans tomorrow. So no wasted time here.
Wow.
Oh,
You're bringing the whole family?
Family's in the car. Are you crazy? Really?
Shut up. There they are back there.
Hey,
Oh,
guys.
don't
Hey,
worry.
Yeah,
look
watch
how
what we
cute
say.
they
There's
are.
children
yeah,
present.
Yeah, like clean up my act a little bit. Hey,
Oh, oh.
guys, good to see you.
Hold on, Nick. You bring
This
your...
guy's awesome.
Well, I did hear on an interview that you brought your newborn on tour with you, which I thought was insane. But now you're bringing your entire family.
Every summer we do this.
Wow.
Every summer, I've got to
They're
work.
like, Dad's
and
taking us
they're
on
out of
tour
school.
again.
Bring it on.
I
my
thought
kids
you
have
were
already been to,
joking
like,
about
35
this.
states.
I thought you were joking about this. Yeah, he does the tour with the family every single summer. And am I correct in that you married a teacher? My mom was a lifelong educator, so summers are free, right?
Absolutely. So that's the best of both worlds. So they all get to come with me. They experience all these different things, and I go tell, dirty jokes at night.
Yeah, but you still get to do this is kind of your dream. He still gets to do the adventures with the kiddos. And yeah, we both have kids. I mean, it is juggling both and trying to do both and do both correctly can be quite the challenge.
Yeah. Is this your wife's dream?
Has anyone talked to her? Where is she?
She's in the back seat maintaining the 5-year-old.
Wow.
I was gonna say, Nick, this is a dream scenario in my life because I love hanging out with my family.
Yeah.
I love
We're family guys too, so we totally get it.
So, but
Nice.
convincing my wife to go on tour with me with the kids and us go from hotel to hotel.
Road trip.
And here's the thing, maybe I could convince her to do it flying because now, okay, we fly there, but driving,
Yeah.
Nick,
With kids.
yeah, that's a lot of downtime sitting in the car.
Here's the thing: we're the modern Griswolds, and that's all it takes. Is I married up. My wife's better than me in a lot of ways, but I'm smarter than her, so I was able to trick her. to get her to do this.
So, Nick, how many miles do you do in the car?
This summer is going to be 10,000.
Oh my God!
What?
I seriously, we were preparing for the interview. We're reading articles and we're watching interviews with you. And I heard this in another interview. Totally thought you were just kind of screwing around with the guy you were talking to. You know what? I really admire the fact that you do this. And now, how many years have you done this? You say every year, so this would be year number what?
We started with just the wife and I back in 2009 when I went full-time comedy. So she came on the road with me every summer. And then our first kid was born in 2013. And yeah, when he first came, he was 6 months old. And just in the back of the car, just like, I don't like this. We're changing diapers on the hood of cars, wherever we could.
That's crazy.
Sometimes my wife was having to breastfeed in the car seat, which I'm not sure if that's legal or
Yeah,
not.
I don't think it is.
Wow.
Yeah, I believe that's I think that's really poorly done. Like, you're not supposed to do that. No.
So, Nick, okay, so I've been I'd
You
go on
shocked
some
us.
long car rides and car trips with my family, and I feel like it's cheating now comparatively to 20 years ago because now I give my sons an iPad or a phone, and I honestly feel like I'm doing something wrong because I'm like, am I giving them like the equivalent of a sedative right now? because they'll just sit back there.
It does fix the problem.
They'll look at their iPad or their phone for 5 hours straight and not say a word, and then me and my wife and it's like solved the hassle of like long car trips with kids being bored.
Do you have a stance on that?
Yeah. How do you handle it?
Yes. So as long as you are okay with the fact that you are handing your child the crack equivalent for a toddler, as long as you're okay with that, saying, "Hey, listen, he's a crackhead. He's silent as long as I give him crack," then that's okay. We try to avoid that as much as possible. We try and give them all the different things. I mean, but they still have a DVD player in here. They can watch a movie at any time, which is not what I had when I was growing up when we were going on long trips.
Yeah, I didn't even have any safety back there. I was sitting in the floorboard. You know, like you would like sit
exactly seatbelt. What's that?
Yeah, like I would sit upside down and play with my Game Boy. If we got into a car accident, I would be rocketed through a window. Like it didn't matter though. It just didn't. It didn't matter.
You know what? Like we didn't have like personal entertainment devices, but we could just wander around. Like my mom had a van, so I remember like, a fight with my brother and sister in the back of the van.
Fight in the van.
But I was just like while she was rocketing down the turnpike, at
wrestling matches in the back.
Yeah. We just have wrestling matches. Now we didn't have any like phones to watch, but we could wrestle, and you had free reign for the whole back of the car, and so there's a give and take there. So Nick, I want to ask you about because I feel like you have a perspective that other stand-up comedians may not have, and the fact that you've played gigantic venues, huge, massive venues. Of course, because you've been on tour, Larry the Cable Guy,
and Jeff
Foxworthy, and I'm curious. And
Larry, we've known Larry from the radio days. Like we're old radio guys, so we remember when he was doing the call-ins. I remember working with him at JRR here in Orlando, and he would be hitting up all the radio stations. You'd see him walk in the halls, making 100 calls, becoming a mega
marketing
super
himself.
Rich businessman, but
so I'm curious about playing those gigantic venues and like outdoor amphitheaters and and
it's gotta be hard, man.
What's the difference in just feel and stay? Like you have to present yourself differently when you're doing a giant outdoor amphitheater in the daytime.
Do you have to have a different act?
The outdoor ones are a little bit more challenging just because you're competing with so many more distractions out there. People go outside and they're not used to just focusing in on something. So that is a different beast. So in amphitheater, you've got to go out there and you have to command them immediately. And you're really the master of ceremonies at that point. You just wrangle, 7,000 people and make them listen, which is a challenge. Whereas a theater or even an arena, they're there for a purpose. They're there like to look and their eyes are focused on a stage. That's easier. Give me more people. That people always think, oh, thousands of people, that must be so hard. No, the more the merrier. For comedians, laughter's contagious, and we just want people there to entertain. If they're there, we can do it.
Interesting.
I always just feel like there's a different vibe. I know, like, me and Daniel, we did a show during COVID that was outdoor, and everybody was spread apart and stuff, and it was so bizarre
it was
to us
during
standing.
The height of social distancing. It was kind of weird.
And then you couldn't get the energy, like the reciprocating energy from the crowd, and it was bizarre because it was kind of like you had to make up what you thought how they were reacting.
Yeah, we kind of forgot how to do it. We're like,
And I wonder if that's the way. It's like when there's such a gigantic crowd, or because it's so gigantic, like any sort of energy is amplified by 1,000.
Those social distancing shows, that was like going to a rock show where everybody had to sit down. That hurt. Energy in there. Like you get into these big places. The weird thing about opening for those big names is my name's not on the ticket. So when I come out first, people are kind of like, who in the world is this? And it took me a few shows, but once I realized that, that's what I would say. I'd say, and it would immediately disarm everybody. And then I'm just out there trying to prove myself to people and just gathering their fans, like Jeff and Larry's fans which are some of the best ones in the country, and I just make them my fans, because just go out there and entertain them, and they're like, I didn't even know who this guy was, and now he's making me laugh. I like this dude. So
That's
that
awesome.
was my whole goal going in, and that was a lot of fun, especially in those big places, because all of a sudden now, instead of playing a comedy club where you have a few hundred people, you got a few thousand people. So just it's exponential, and that energy it feeds off each other, and you feel it. The first time I told a joke in a big arena and I felt that first laugh come at me, it almost scared me a little bit to hear that many people. And it's almost like, my ears lowered, and I kind of like, if I had a tail, it'd have been tucked under my genitals.
Right.
Like,
Nick, I'm curious, like when you do those shows, do you see, like each time you do a gigantic audience a show, do you see like your social media being impacted? Like, do you see real-time numbers change, or like all of a sudden engagement with yourself and your own career change each night because just you're touching so many thousands of people at once?
Yes. Speaking of my version of crack, it was to get off stage and take my phone off airplane mode and just watch it go.
Wow.
And see all the people that were there in that moment, like 6 minutes ago. Boom, here's all the people that followed. And they sent you a message. That was cool.
See, because it seems
no
to
one's
me,
ever been able to describe that to us. That's really cool, man. And like, and congrats, because like, and again, it must be cool working with two guys that are also known. I mean, obviously we know they're hella funny and successful, but they're also known for being genuinely good and decent people, right? Like, that's got to be different working in entertainment, to work with two guys that I've never really heard anything bad about them.
Absolutely. They're just genuine good dudes that just want to talk about comedy and sports, really.
Yeah, just normal.
The amount of times that I saw them take a moment that they didn't have to give, but they took the moment to like interact with a fan that just had been with them forever or something, just was it melted my heart several times working with those guys for those several years. And so they are great dudes. And we've all worked in entertainment with the turds, the guys that you're like, sure, oh, this guy sucks. Like, I don't ever want to work with them again. And I've turned down those gigs where I'm like, I'm at the point in my career now where I can choose. If I don't want to work with somebody, I don't have to. And so, it's always great when you can work with the good guys.
Although it does seem like, just from doing this for so long, like we've met all the comedians that come through town and stuff, and the vast majority of
99%
them are super nice people and like cool to hang around. And it's like, well, it makes sense if like
could be because they're being interviewed. Though.
True. I don't know.
Comedians hanging out with comedians. They're gonna act the way they want to act. Off stage.
I don't know if I want to take that bet as far as saying all comedians are good people.
No.
I
would beg to differ.
Well, the majority, and to me, that equation made sense, because it's like, even to have some success, you got to be like okay to hang around with, or like no one's gonna want to book you or give you a gig or want to bring. It's just like, I genuinely, you have to be a kind of a cool person, right?
I would think so.
Or your talent has to be so crazy high that it doesn't matter.
Like the Weeknd.
You can afford to be
like when you're the Weeknd, you can be you can do anything you want, because people are like, well, he's just so talented. Yeah, he can take his shoes off. He's drinking chocolate milk out of a shoe.
Have you found that, Nick, to be the case?
I think with comedians, by and large, you do find that even if they're not a good person, they are fun to be around, and they're good to be around. I know plenty of them that are not good people.
Well, they're a good hang.
It's a good hang.
People watch.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So Nick, real quick, what's your social media, just so our listeners can follow you?
Everything is either Nick Hoff, which is just Nick, like the name Nick, and Hoff, like Hasselhoff without the hassle.
Gotcha.
Or if a Nick got there before me, then it's Nick Hoff Comedy. So Instagram is Nick Hoff Comedy, but YouTube and Facebook and all that is just Nick Hoff.
Well, Nick, we're gonna let you go so you can get back to driving, because we don't.
Precious cargo.
We had an incident last year where we had a famous comedian that we talked to, and we made all the news sources with.
We were like his last interview,
and
we
don't want it to be.
He passed away at Orlando, and then we were blamed for it.
Oh man, that was you guys.
That was
Yeah.
And so we don't want the same thing to happen. We'll be labeled.
We don't want to
as
do the Saget.
Yeah. The funniest thing we ever did was kill Bob Saget.
No, come on.
Heavens.
It was bad.
So, Nick, we appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. And again, you'll be at Side Splitters in Tampa. 1 show Thursday, 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday.
Yeah, and if you and your family ever roll through Orlando and need a place to, shower, we're just as clean as a Planet Fitness.
Yeah, I'll try and look at that as a nice thing you just offered, rather than just you invited me and my children.
Oh yeah, right. I wasn't even thinking about that. Have a good one, man. Take care.
Thanks, you guys.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Cheers. Be good. Wow, what a cool dude, and gets to, I guess, do it his way, man. I would fly.
Yeah, think about that. So every summer he does a road trip with his family, when he also can compare that to being on Larry the Cable Guy's private jet when he goes on tour with him.
Corvallis private jet.
I'd be
what do you
like,
name it?
Kids can stay home. I'll take the private jet.
I think he must really enjoy it.
Yeah.
He's like you.
You look at it as a road trip with your family. Now,
did you see him
again,
sitting back there in the little chairs?
How is why? Because like he has to go to to cities that he's performing in, not necessarily cities that him and his family want to visit and vacation at.
Sure.
And you're working all weekend. So all your nights are taken. So the only time you could hang out with your family is during the day.
Yeah.
And that's a rough schedule.
I think he's doing the age out thing.
Rough.
Somebody in the chat
I'm looking
room,
at his schedule, and it's like every day he's working.
And then so you're doing something fun with your family during the day, and then you got to perform at night.
And he can do it because he's not I don't think he's a boozer, and he's never done drugs.
Oh,
and
you couldn't
he
be
says he's never smoked a cigarette. He's kind of like my wife.
Oh yeah.
And when you don't have any vices, you can have unlimited energy.
Yeah. If you get off stage and you're hanging out with everybody at the show,
banging, you're cheating on your wife, you're drinking, you're doing all the drugs.
There's no way you're gonna go to Disney World the next day, or
you can't be up for climbing and hiking the next day if you did cocaine all night. It's not possible.
Also, I would have talked to him longer, but the when your Zoom calls breaking up, we've had this problem before, and then
it becomes a struggle.
It gets better, then you're like, all right, it'll stay good, and
Yeah,
then it
hold
gets
on.
It never stays good. It never stays good.
And then I'm like, this has got to be frustrating for anybody listening.
He's like, I disarm the audience when I come out. I say, like, God damn it, I don't know what he said, and I don't want to ask him to repeat it.
And I think he did. I think I broke up on the way back to him, and he thought I said something inappropriate about his children at Planet Fitness.
Yeah. You wanted to shower with his children or something.
I did not want to shower with his children.
But that's
at
what he
Planet Fitness,
heard.
but it sounded like that. I mean, it did not
get
sound
difficult.
like that.
Yeah.
Plus, also in the car, I don't get anxiety much. But him driving and doing the interview,
That made me nervous.
It made me nervous.
Yeah.
And I don't get like that about stuff, but I was like, what if he crashes?
You know what's funny?
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to.
We're going to have that
me.
on our record after the Bob Saget
I also
fiasco?
think he's super funny. I had a bunch of stuff to talk to him about, too, but hopefully he'll roll through Orlando again. We'll get him in here. I think that's possible.
Crystal will call me sometime on FaceTime, and then like I'll see FaceTime. I'm like, oh, is this an accident? Like I'm thinking she's accidentally FaceTime me, and then I'll answer it.
Why do you think that if she does it all the time?
Because I'm like, what? Why?
Why do we got to look at each other?
Yeah, what would be the need to FaceTime me instead of call me, right? Like,
well, that's what I wanted him to do. I was gonna say, like, why not just keep the Zoom
audio,
on you and then call me from your wife's phone?
Because every podcast does Zoom calls now, and so that's the norm, and so he doesn't want to. Like,
Let's go backwards.
Let's
say payphone. Let's demand payphone.
Yeah, like we could do.
Loretta
send him a
Swit
phone.
did not want to Zoom.
Let's
She
send him a
She wanted a phone call.
Okay, this is what I want to start doing with our interviews. We find out who we're interviewing. So like Loretta Swit or Nick Hoff. We send him a phone, fully charged. Call
A
us
burner
from,
phone?
Yeah, call us from this phone.
Oh, that's a lot of burner phones.
It's the way we're doing them now. Call us from, use the Tom and Dan phone.
And then
No. Send them the phone.
Mm-hmm.
I'll also email you the questions. Record yourself answering the questions into the phone, and then send the phone back. I'll pull all the audio off, and we'll run the interview later. We'll just start doing it way old.
And then when Crystal does FaceTime me, I answer it, and then it's Tommy, or they're laying in bed. And
laying in bed?
What
time is it?
I don't know. They always they like laying in bed.
We're still in bed, and we're FaceTiming you to rub it in your face.
No, and
God, those kids have the life, man.
Oh, they do. It's ridiculous. And then Crystal will be like, look at Tommy's hair. And I'm just like, I'm driving down I-4. And then I'm like,
You got to have boundaries, man.
But I don't say that. I'll be like, of
course not.
I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, wow,
I'm
look
looking,
at his
great hair.
His
Hair looks great, kid.
Looks, no, it's always just like, his
It's a
hair looks
mess,
crazy.
yeah.
I'm like, that's what.
Hey, you've got crazy hair. I love you.
That makes sense of why you face me in the middle of while I'm driving from one stressed
why it
out
was invented.
business appointment.
That's why it was invented.
Look, we're sitting in bed and look at Tommy's hair. Anyway.
How many?
Crazy.
Like, if you could run the numbers, we always say this argument about Uber. We're like, oh well, drunk driving, the numbers had to have gone down.
Not anymore because the prices have gone up.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
people
I'm back to driving drunk.
Yeah, back to driving drunk. But when FaceTime first started coming out, when that was a thing, or even now, are we at the most distracted point in time we've ever been?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Does it get
100%.
exponentially more distracted every year
I think so.
Yes.
as we add more features like FaceTime and, like...
This may be child abuse, and I'm about to admit.
Oh my
Probably
God.
shouldn't.
Is this your
Should go to break now, I
Adrian
think.
Peterson
or,
story?
No, no. And I don't know. I mean, this is gonna make me sound real bad as a parent.
Well, I don't even know what you're going to say now.
So
I'm a little concerned.
I have no idea if this is true, but I've had this theory now because now the more and more stuff comes out about kids looking at phones and screens or whatever, and it's being a detriment to them. Then more and more we're just cutting back and be like we used to, speaking of Nick and the kids in the car, we used to let the kids look at their iPads in the car more for long road trips, and now even this last we went to Satellite, we're just no phones in the car, just sit there. And
God.
So
you're listening to Daddy's Easy Listening.
Well, at
or,
least they have each other, though, right?
Yeah,
they can talk to
But
each
they don't-
other.
they're not
or you
talking
can
to
listen to Daddy's Jimmy Buffett Sirius XM channel.
I know this may sound ridiculous, but so now
Margaritaville Radio.
when we go on any sort of longer than half an hour car ride, and Max doesn't have his phone with him, he just falls asleep.
Like a crackhead does.
And I'm like, oh, and Tommy would just daydream, right? But I'm like, he's asleep. Like he doesn't. His brain can't understand how to occupy his time.
So it shuts down.
He
like,
falls asleep
turn
like Al
on.
Bundy on the couch. And
Bored.
and it's just because he's
that's
bored.
so
but,
cute.
but it's like,
Oh, God, give him his
in my-
pad so he can stay
Give him a
awake.
coloring book or something.
but in my mind, I think it's like he doesn't have something to look at, and his brain just shuts off. And I'm like, oh my God, is that what I did to him?
It's so cute.
Anyway, it's not cute.
He's like,
It's disturbing. Anyway.
Maybe he's exhausted from all that breakdancing.
It was on the way to breakdancing. When he gets
Oh, he did a
exercise.
nap beforehand.
No,
Mess it up.
when he gets exercise, he feels great on the way back. He's awake. Anyway. So when we get back, I have a theory about firefighters that might make some people mad.
Oh,
Oh,
great,
don't bring
great.
up Kelly days
But
again.
no, but it's actually advice for firefighters based on a trend that I see happening right now.
Oh,
And
okay.
I-
A
and
trend
I'm-
in firefighters?
Yes, and I want to give them advice because they're going to screw
Oh,
up the
they're-
whole world.
okay.
They're going to screw it up for
All
themselves.
right.
All right.
Okay, we'll be right back. Awesome. He was very nice.
Yeah. We could have talked to him longer, but I was like,
If the quality was better, yeah.
yeah.
Good call.
If it's breaking up, I don't want it to extend it and then it keep happening.
Where does this go?
Monday one.
So I figured we'll do this segment for Monday too. Then we should sneak in another segment maybe for Tuesday,
Okay.
just so we can get that done. Because we'll have 15 minutes or so.
Okay. Alrighty. I'll bring us back. Here we go. In 3, 2. Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
I know we got Shark Week coming up on our BDM shows, and it's our 10th anniversary. Literally the 10th year we've been doing
God.
Shark Week.
It's kind of embarrassing.
And if you don't know
No,
what
it's
it
not
is,
kind of. It's definitely embarrassing.
sign up to become a BDM, and if you have a Shark Week story, email sam@tomanddan.com.
Shark Week is so old that when we started doing it, the term shart was more spicy.
it was
like
new.
everybody says it
A
now
decade
to the
ago.
point where, like, I think even if she were still alive, my mother would be saying it by now because it would be,
My sons say it.
yeah, it's acceptable.
Okay.
You know,
They say it all the time. I should show them
they
the
say
Shark
it
Week.
all the time.
Yeah.
Why? What's going on over there?
Well, they'll just say like, "I sharted."
Why are they?
Because
you
I
gotta
did.
teach them
But
better
are
hygiene.
they sharting?
I know, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" Then I'm like, "Pull down your pants," and then I'm like, "You didn't really
Wait,
shart."
what?
And he's like, "Well, I felt like I did." I'm like, "Well, that's not a real shart."
Good Lord, animals over there at the Van household.
So,
Pack of animals.
okay,
Disgusting.
fire.
Oh my God, I almost sharted.
So,
Good thing I have this pillow.
now let me start by saying that I know a lot of firefighters.
Yeah,
I'm
the
friends with
show.
a lot of firefighters.
The show knows a lot of firefighters.
All my friends are firefighters.
I play fantasy baseball with nothing but firefighters.
Yeah.
Can I share this theory with my fantasy baseball firefighters?
Yeah, absolutely.
Will they be mad at me?
No, maybe they won't. This will help them.
Okay.
And one of my oldest friends is a firefighter. My buddy Porno Joe that I talk about. Known him for 35 years now. And he successful firefighter down south. Anyway,
What's an
so,
unsuccessful firefighter?
No,
You
they're
die in a
all the
fire.
same.
When you die in a fire.
It's a
That's
government. It's a government job.
If you die in a fire, you are a bad firefighter.
Okay.
Daniel said that, not me.
Well, no, I think that she asked me what makes a bad firefighter. I was just giving my guess. That's my guess.
So there's a fire station near my son's school, right?
Okay.
And I've noticed this back when school was starting, and then my wife mentioned it the other day, and I was
She
like,
goes by there, and they're always out washing the truck.
No.
The hunks.
No.
Ooh la la.
now they have set up a pickleball court
Oh God.
in the front
Pickleball, dude.
of the fire station, and they're always out there playing
Oh,
pickleball, right?
no.
I don't even know what pickleball is.
Pickleball in the back. It's tennis for old people.
It's like
Isn't that just tennis?
no, it's like big ping pong. You know?
Oh,
I
big
thought it
ping
was
pong.
little tennis.
No,
Is it big ping pong or little tennis?
I think it's big ping pong more than it is little tennis. Anyway.
Big ping pong and little tennis.
Somebody
so,
make that shirt of me and Tom as big ping pong and little tennis.
So anyway,
Daniel Dennis, little tennis.
and I've been seeing them play pickleball out there.
Do you
a
roll your
lot.
window down and yell at them?
No.
You got to bully them.
I never even noticed, but my wife brought up a good point the other day.
Cops play pickleball.
No.
That's what you say. That'll get them.
Is when we were driving by this fire station, they're out there playing pickleball again,
Are they
and then
slamming it good?
then Crystal's like, "Man, these guys are always out there playing pickleball, right?" And they're like, "What else
In
do they
this
do?"
weather? My God.
Yeah. And then so I was looking at that. I'm like, man, you gotta hide that in the back or something. Like you can't be openly
gotta hide it in the
having
back.
fun.
I agree with this.
While you're
It's
on the
exercise,
job,
though, right?
Well,
No,
yeah,
because you can't be having fun. You can be out there pumping iron.
yeah,
You
or
can
training.
be lifting training.
Or you can be whipping some
Yeah, you
ropes
can
or
do
something.
the- you
I
can
like the
CrossFit.
I like the blatancy.
You can
So-
do the whippy ropes. You can do
Okay.
a weight vest. You can hike with a weight vest.
Listen, because in to the firefighters' defense, there's only so much like washing the truck and cleaning the firehouse you could do.
They also
right?
get paid for their time to be on call. They
Yeah,
need to be
yeah.
at the ready, and
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a premium for that.
Yeah,
you
and-
get paid for that.
And society doesn't expect you to just stand in silence before, like, waiting
would
for
be
a call.
cool, though. It
you
would
know?
be cool, right?
Right, you know, like
How cool would it be?
And all
though,
fall asleep like Max.
how cool would it be though if that's what they did? If
Yeah.
they did have to stand like soldiers,
so. But in the past,
I'd have a
see,
lot more respect for them if they had to stand there like soldiers.
The stereotype has always been like playing ping pong or whatever, playing cards,
always thought
poker,
cooking
inside,
and
cooking
watching
chili.
TV,
Yeah, you're
yeah.
watching TV, whatever.
Cooking spaghetti
But-
sauce
but
and
you didn't-
all-day sauce.
So that was always urban legend and jokes that
But it wasn't,
society
because
made.
Crystal proved it.
No, but the fact it's like inside the firehouse. We don't know, right?
What happens in the firehouse stays in the firehouse.
We just drive by, we make the jokes like, they're in there cooking chili, waiting for the next call, but we don't know. Like, and they're like, maybe they are just pumping iron or fixing the truck or the wrench or whatever.
Polishing something.
Polishing something. But we didn't know. But now I feel like they got brazen with it.
Yeah.
And they're like, we want to play pickleball because that's the hot new thing. You can't play it inside the firehouse.
It's like smoking medical marijuana inside the Orlando Improv. You're not supposed to do it, and you're getting a little too brazen with it. And I saw you do it.
So you have to go out in the parking lot and you set up a pickleball court. Now, it's the same thing. You may be doing whatever you want inside, but now you're showing the public how we're driving by and seeing you play pickleball.
Right. Which is changing our opinion of
and
you.
then we're like, what? Well, how much fun are you having during the day? I thought it was all work.
Yeah. It does when you see them having fun. You're like, well, give them less money because they're having fun.
Yeah. And they're like, I'm not having fun. I'm driving to my SE job right now, and you're playing pickleball. I'm just saying, if you're a firefighter,
keep it inside.
Hide your pickleball.
You gotta hide it.
You gotta hide it.
I'm doing you. I don't care what I don't care if you don't do any work. As long as I guess you get the call, whatever you do, it doesn't matter to me. Good for you. I'm just saying, if you are showing society that you're playing pickleball a lot, or at least every time I drive by and I see you playing, I'm telling you that's going to start to change. I know marketing.
Let me ask you a question. You do know marketing. Let me ask you a question.
You're marketing poorly.
Sure about that.
What if I brokered a deal? Would you allow them to do it once a week?
No, you're going to hide it. You're going to hide it all.
All of it.
It's got to be done
behind the stage.
Behind.
What about at night?
Middle of the
as
night.
long as people can't see it. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care.
Does it bother anybody, though? Because I don't mind it either. I think it's funny.
I think subconsciously it bothers people.
Because maybe it doesn't bother them, but it starts to get into their mind like, wait, how
these
much
guys are soft. How much fun are you having?
How much
it's
fun?
like when I see a cop drinking a Slurpee. I'm like, hey, don't drink the Slurpee. That's fun. It's too fun. You're supposed to be planning to save us.
Because guess what? Inevitably, your salaries and benefits are up to public vote, right? It's a government position, right? So that's how you get so many.
This is what you spent your money on, a pickleball court?
No. I'm saying that will start to leach into public perception of what firefighters are doing, and then all of a sudden that next you want to get like a bonus or a pay raise because that all has to be voted on. Then the public is not going to vote on it. Because they're going to be like, oh, they don't need a raise.
I saw them playing
pickleball.
Now, see,
that's how it works.
It looks like the chat agrees with me. It seems like it's just a way for them to work out. They're staying in shape. They're exercising.
I want
cardio.
Sorry, but I want my firefighters.
Jumping jacks.
I want my firefighters to pump iron.
Listen,
what if they were out there shooting hoops? Would you feel the same?
Traditional,
yes,
no, I'm okay.
If you
want
to work out, you can do some jumping jacks.
God.
I'm just saying.
A weight bench?
Not for me.
Gatekeeping how firefighters exercise.
I'm not
what
saying
about a jump rope?
Jump rope, fine.
Okay,
yeah, because you're jumping rope, that's exercise. Jumping jacks.
I would be okay.
What if they're doing double dutch?
I would be okay. No, that's too much fun.
Yeah.
Double dutch.
God, you guys are grumpy old men.
Double dutch is a child's game. I accepted basketball. He's not accepting basketball. I accept basketball because I'm a traditionalist.
No.
And Obama played basketball and smoked cigarettes while he did it, I think.
No. Basketball, same thing. Like, what are you guys doing over there? Just playing basketball all day?
Basketball's done in prison. I feel like you got to give them basketball.
They want to know, Tom, do you get mad when you see them in Publix?
They take a long time.
They do take
a long time.
Yeah, I got a pre-order, guys.
They take a long time. They're in there. I'm like, how long are you going to let the truck run?
Yeah.
How long are you going to let this diesel truck run?
That's gas.
Who are you, Leonardo DiCaprio flying his jet across this?
My Seminole County tax dollars are paying for this diesel. I'm not saying I think that. I don't. Again,
if you're going to let it sit there for half an hour, get an electric truck.
I don't even care what my tax dollars pay for. I'm trying to help them, Sam. I'm helping them.
I've heard no one complain about this but you.
Because I'm
Crystal
on the forefront.
Did Crystal complain about it? She's like, they're out there every day. God.
She didn't even complain. She just said, she made a comment that she's like, I see them out there every day. And then that got me to think that
they're at
other
Publix
people
every day. Is that coming out of Seminole County's
budget? They got to eat lunch or whatever. I
thought they're cooking at the station. What's going on over there?
Bring some leftover chili.
Again, all that stuff is when we see it. I'm trying to help them, Sam. I'm giving them.
Get some fire. Reach out to our buddies.
I'm telling
you.
Reach
out to our buddies. We need to get to the bottom of this.
I'm telling you, they're throwing it in everybody's faces. They're having fun all day.
Just Jen in our chat room, she says she sees him at Sam's Club too.
Listen, and here's how I know it's a spreading thing. Is that I made this joke amongst our friends and Joe, who's a firefighter.
Okay, what was his
Is he
take?
pickleballing over
And
there?
Joe said, "Oh yeah, we just built a pickleball court at our
running
station."
wild through the fire
And he's like,
community?
"Everybody's doing it." He's like, "I play all day. I'm good." He's like, "This is
All
my
day?
rank." He's got a national ranking. He's
my
like,
God.
He's like 13,000.
Going to the Olympics for pickleball.
Joe is 13,000 firefighter pickleball ranked.
I'm just saying. So it's everybody's building the pickleball. I warned him. I was like, "You're
Don't talk about
flying
it.
too close to the sun.
Yeah,
You're
man.
throwing it in their face. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
you're gonna get all of a sudden some."
Pretty soon they'll make you come in. You're
Yeah, yeah,
washing
yeah, yeah.
toilets all the time. They'll make you
Yeah,
stand.
yeah.
Like I said, they're going to make you stand. No pickleball. You have to
yeah.
stand at attention until there's a fire.
Yeah. Old Tucker Carlson's going to be talking about it on his podcast.
You know what firefighters are doing? Have you heard about these firefighters? Have you seen what they're doing?
When it gets to Tucker, your whole kingdom is crumbling. I'm giving him warnings.
Okay,
I'm
let's
helping
talk
him.
about pickleball for a second.
I'm trying to help.
It is amazing to me that it is.
Anytime you try to help, it usually doesn't work out.
Pickleball.
I'm telling you.
Why is pickleball popular? Why now?
No idea.
It's got a whole section of dicks. A whole section.
Yeah. It's big ping pong. Like, people like ping pong. And
Every
then
time you say that, I
Is it
think you're
easy to
talking
play?
about
Is that
big
why?
ping pong. Like, I think you're talking about
you're just
like big ping pong as a concept.
No, it's like, imagine if you made a ping pong table, 12 foot by 16. I don't know how 20 foot long. Whatever the pickleball court is. It's you're essentially standing on a ping pong table, and then you're playing with 4 people. You're not running around that much. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Because
small enough to stand
tennis
on a
is-
ping pong table anyway.
Tennis is too hard. It's like volleyball. It's fun in theory, but when you're an old man or you're older,
Volleyball's a young man's
you,
game.
you can't play.
Try to jump. When's the last time you jumped?
Sand volleyball? Like, no way.
We should do a
You can't do it.
dad. We should do a out of shape dad volleyball tournament.
And
There would be so many injuries.
And so tennis is like a lot of running, like you got to do some sprinting and some running.
Yeah, well, the
and,
super athletes play it, like Venus
Yeah,
Williams
yeah.
and Serena Williams.
and so
Federer.
although like also old people play tennis, but it's a different generation. They're tougher. Whatever.
Yeah.
So now it's like we want to play ping pong, but we want something, a little bit of movement. Ping pong, you just stand at the table and then it's all arms. But so pickleball offers, like, you're taking a couple steps here and there.
It's two-step tennis.
But
Oh my God.
but you also, it's like ping pong in the fact that it's like there's some skill involved with you're hitting the the ball.
And
with the
why did it
paddle
get that name? And why did that name
Hold
stick?
on.
Oh, I don't know. I
Because
have no
you
idea.
the name is dumb.
The chat is saying that Dice Man has created a website called BigPickle.com where he is, I guess, putting together a pickleball tournament or something. What is this?
I have no idea. He's always into something.
God.
BigPickle.com
medication.
is the website, and it says coming soon, the Big Pickle.
The Big Pickle.
He's always,
There's a
he's got a
big-
million different businesses trying to, like, pickleball's a
I
popular.
remember when
so-
stupidbets.com was a thing. I remember it burned
But
hot.
anyway, I wonder, all jokes aside, like, I do think if you show society the truth, if they start scrutinizing it, because the truth is there's only so much you could do, and then you're like, okay, we have to wait for a call, right? We're not just going to sit in silence. We have to do something.
And you think people will resent that?
I just, if you show
I
them,
can see where
you're
people
like,
naturally could resent that.
because
I don't, because I understand what firefighters do.
But then also other people are like, a lot of people are miserable at their jobs. They're working hard.
Well,
or
that's
like,
the problem.
You see the people that you work in construction. They're driving from one site to another, and then you got some guys playing pickleball, and you're like, well, screw it, I'm working in the heat.
Yeah.
I got to go lay some pipe somewhere or get up in the attic. I just feel like they're going to get scrutinized if you
I think
show the public
That's interesting.
the truth about there's a lot of waiting around time.
Have you ever played pickleball?
No.
Sam, you ever played it?
No, again, I didn't really know what it was until. I mean, I knew it was a sport, but I didn't know the rules.
Never
of
played
at
it, but
all.
I went into Dick's and they had a pickleball paddle that was like $300, and I was like, oh my God. And that was like not even a fancy one.
Like, it's hard for me to do things like that if there's no reason for it. Like, if someone had a pickleball court in their backyard and we're at a barbecue and then a bunch of dads are like, hey, you want to play this? I'd be like, all right, we're there anyway. The kids are playing in the pool.
Right.
I
It's
can
just
see
something to do while you drink.
But I wouldn't, like, go and then start, like, playing it
Pickleballing.
at some sort of people congregate and get
There's
together.
I think there's
don't
a
know,
place here.
Pickleball
racquetball.
magazine.
Isn't there a place in Claremont, like it's like a pickleball
Yeah.
training facility, like the biggest in the world?
Yeah, it got super popular, so they're building, it doesn't, the courts are relatively small.
Can't get
so-
over the name.
Yeah. It's,
And I'm really that, and I'm that, like, dumb. Like, where, people would be like, you don't want to play it because of the name? And I'd be like, yeah, just the name? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the name.
It's like any of those things. I feel like
Like cornhole. Don't like the name either.
cornhole.
I don't like kitschy country bumpkin game names.
It's all those like tailgating games. The frisbee one, and the one that you
Can
have
jam.
to, bounce the ball off the trampoline and
disc golf?
spike it. No, but they're can
Can
jam.
jam.
Yeah,
It's
can
like a
jam.
trash can, and you throw a frisbee, and if you throw the frisbee into the can, you get a point, right? And then, or if it goes over the top of it,
And you
you have to
slap
slap
it
it
down,
down. Oh God, a bunch of hillbilly games, right? These are all hillbilly games.
Well, it's games you play while standing in a field drinking.
Yeah, while you're hot.
Yeah.
Games you play while you're hot.
Like tailgating or whatever. Which I don't even remember the last
I
time
used to do drinking games when I tailgate.
you drink.
you
and
never
stand.
tr-
You stand
but
with a beer.
You know that game where you got two golf balls on a string and you throw it to the.
I have no idea what
Okay,
you're
it's
talking
like there's this game where
It's
it's
three.
like
I got three. It's three rungs, and
what
then
is
there's
it
two golf
called?
balls on a string, and then it's called. We have
ladder golf.
Ladder golf.
Yeah, I think it's called ladder golf.
And then
It's pretty fun.
the top like a bar is a certain points, and the
And you
middle
want
and
to
bottom.
wrap them up, right?
Yeah, the,
So
the
you-
bottom one has the most points. I think it's like 1, 2, 3 or whatever. Yeah. All although pickleball is become more of like teams involved in competitive sport.
I think
like,
pickleball is the new racquetball. Remember
Yes.
when racquetball? Like I remember my dad going wearing tiny white shorts.
Yeah.
The Bike brand, tiny white shorts, a white shirt. He had the quintessential the American flag headband. He looked like everybody's 70s dad with a mustache, and he would go and play racquetball with his buddies.
Well, think about how many student athletes and people that enjoy like competing in a sport like end up in regular jobs and never compete again, right? So it's like
Tons.
all
The majority.
Yeah, it's 99% of all like student athletes or anybody that's competed in like lacrosse or whatever the hell this
Nick Hoff played high school golf.
Yeah, like
Now he's a comedian.
although with golf, I feel like you just continue to play golf recreationally, and then you
A lot
just,
of business
you-
guys do golf.
and you compete with your friends during golf. But I'm saying like all the other guys that were in a competitive sport and then have nothing to compete anymore, like they still have a competitive spirit in them. It was like
Sure.
middle-aged fat dads, and
But
they,
I
but they
feel like
want to
racquetball fell off. Why did racquetball fall off?
because
It used to be. I remember there were places you would go and it'd be
Yeah.
all glass, and you'd walk and you'd hear them, ka-kang, ka-kang, ka-kang. They'd be slamming and crazy, and it would be packed. You'd have to wait in line.
the harder to build. Pickleball, you need a small net and a small court, so you could do
Gotcha.
pickleball easier. And the racquetball, you need a giant, air-conditioned facility with a glass door.
Well, I mean, like I used to play on the
Oh.
outdoor ones too.
Yeah,
It used to
yeah.
just be a wall, right? And then it'd be like the
Yeah, yeah,
dimensions,
yeah.
and it'd be painted. And that's where you'd also go to smoke weed as a kid. You'd go to the outdoor racquetball courts.
yeah.
You'd go there to like make out with your girlfriend, smoke weed, because nobody was playing on them because it was too hot.
And I think with pickleball, there could be more, like you get 4 people, right? 2 and 2.
I think so, yeah.
And then racquetball is usually 1 versus 1.
Yeah, it's
so
usually
like
one-on-one.
Maybe more of a team of people like that more. And then it's like racquetball, you're still running around, sprinting.
Racquetball is hard as hell.
Pickleball, you're not really moving that much. I think we're just graduating to like a less moving sport.
Yeah.
All right,
Slow down.
Easier. Yeah,
Easier on our bones.
I'm telling you, it's just bigger ping pong. That's a perfectly accurate description of it. All right, we will be right back.
And you said you want to do one more before lunch?
Yeah. Let's do Tuesday.
I used to play racquetball with Jimmy a lot.
Yeah. Early 2000s.
Yeah,
right?
I used to play. I had a racket I bought at Playing Against Sports and everything. It was fun.
Yeah, it was the pickleball 20 years ago.
Oh man, he could hit, and he'd hit the fuck out of me. Because when those balls hit you, you'd get a big old bruise.
So let's do a 15-minute segment for, I guess, Tuesday. Let's just record a generic for Monday 3 of next July 3rd.
Yeah.
Let's start building that.
Alrighty. Would you like to begin?
What do we have enough clean ACT voicemails?
Should, yeah, I just did them. I can start. Is this a starting?
No, coming back. We'll just do
Like a 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Coming back 3.
Here we go. I'll bring us back. 3, 2. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. In case you're wondering, we stream live Monday through Friday. You can find us on Twitch and YouTube. And the YouTube channel's actually been growing pretty well. All of those live videos are out immediately. So if you miss anything, you can just rewind it. If you let's say you catch it live. And you missed the beginning of the show, you just like a TiVo or an old DVR, you can almost rewind it like a show. And we are Monday through Friday, right around 10:30 to right around 3:30. You can catch us every single day.
Yep, and you can listen to audio only if you want on your Twitch app. So so you don't have to watch. Some people just like to listen.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I would prefer you don't drive and watch. That's not smart to do.
Yeah.
Let's do a couple of voicemail messages. Let's start with this one right here.
What's up, Tom, Dan, and Sam? BDM from Minnesota here. First, I need to stop drinking, leaving you guys messages, because I get some weird anxiety when I leave you messages, and I don't want to listen to the shows because I'm afraid you're going to play my voicemails. But
that happens a lot. We have a lot of people that will leave voice messages when they're drunk, and then they will leave another voice message and then an email telling me to delete it. And I do it.
You could just not tell us your name and where you're from. You could do it anonymously, and then it's less embarrassing, right?
I think people get embarrassed about themselves.
Yes.
So, which is
yeah.
But not. It doesn't even matter who else is
No,
listening.
it's a personal.
It's
a personal.
It's a personal embarrassment, which is the worst embarrassment.
It is the worst one.
Because no one else cares but you, you care so much.
I did something I'm going to tell on the BDM show today. I did. It's so bad. Anyway, he continues.
also, just I hate hearing my voice, but I'm listening to the Wednesday one, I think, of ACT from last week, and it's Weird Job Wednesday. And I know, Dan, you've done so many different versions of Weird Job Wednesday songs, and I know other people have. You guys keep playing just the original over and over again, which, Dan, it's great, by the way. I mean, the original is just on point, and it's deserves being played over and over again. But have you guys ever discussed kind of doing a rotation of the Weird Job Wednesday songs? I think that'd be kind of fun.
No. We're not doing that.
Why not?
No, it's a good idea.
Yeah,
No, I don't know why we haven't thought of that. I used to go back and revisit
switched it
them.
up. Yeah.
It's because the Twitch element, the video element, when Daniel's playing that Weird Job, it goes along with an intro that's cut in.
An actual video intro, yes.
The video.
Oh no, Media did some video deliverables for us years ago, and I probably need to get some new ones too.
And so Daniel's when that song plays, it's attached to a video intro as well. So that's our go-to one because it comes with the video intro. But we should just go back and we've got
I just need to
archive
collect them all, and I got them on here.
Yeah,
they're all over the place.
Because he's right. There are probably, how many do we have? Like 50, 60 of them?
Maybe 50, 60.
Yeah. We should do that.
At least. Yeah. You know what? Done. We'll do it for you. Good idea. I like it when listeners give us good ideas. I will search for that this afternoon. This is from Chris Strema.
Hey Sam, Tom, Dan, this is Chris Strema. I was just wanting to call regarding that sweet man, the farmer that called about his plain white t-shirts. And I remembered that in high school, I used to buy packs of, we no longer call it this, but they were called wife beaters.
Yeah.
And they came in a pack, and it was pretty cheap. And I would wear that with like your baggy pants. That was my look. I'm 43, so I wonder if anybody else bought packs of boys.
Like a Gwen Stefani look, right?
I would wear that in Dickies,
Yeah.
Tank tops like that.
You'd wear a bra,
I don't know what we're calling them now.
Right?
Anyway,
the
love
girls
you guys.
I mean,
tucks
I
in.
would.
But-
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
had
think
to,
most
your
girls
tees
would have to.
show.
Yeah, or we'd see your nipples. But
You get the black ones though.
Yeah,
that's true.
yeah.
That's true.
But the black ones don't have the same
No.
feel as
I like
they.
them.
no, what black ones are thicker.
The gray ones are gross. Don't buy the gray ones.
I never
Too
seen
dingy.
gray.
Yeah.
I've never seen gray. The white ones are thin. The black ones are thick.
I still
Remember when 50 Cent made the skinny strap ones popular? That was not a good one.
Yeah,
No,
it
that's not
wasn't.
good. You used to wear wife beaters all.
Yeah, yeah.
You were Tommy wife beater.
I still call them wife beaters. And
I do too.
And have slipped up and called them wife beaters to my sons, in
And
which
they
they were
called
like,
them wife
"What?"
beaters.
No. I always catch myself and then trick them into thinking I said something different.
Why are you talking about that? You don't wear them.
No, Max likes tank tops, so we bought him a bunch of like wife beater kid
Oh,
wife
he's
beaters.
breakdancing in wife beaters? We got to
That'd
get
be
this kid
awesome.
some help.
He's true Castleberry.
He likes it because he's
He's like, this is
obsessed
what
with.
I feel like I was born to wear these.
Like he's constantly trying to show off his six pack, even though he doesn't really have one. But he's a skinny, or like he's getting skinnier. So six pack, you can kind of see ab muscles. Anyway, so he wants to show off his muscles,
I like it.
and and then so I'll say like, "Hey, go get your wife beater," and then he's like,
Oh,
"What?" And then I'm like, "Your tank top," and he said, "What did you say?" And then I'm like, "I said." I'll say something.
You gotta like make it, and then he'll be like, Daddy's just making up a weird language.
Anyway, if you refer to them as wife beaters, no one's gonna get angry about that, right?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I guess the only people that, yes,
Maybe
some
people might get, triggered if they're, domestic violence
Sure.
victim or something.
But you're not for domestic violence. You're just saying, hey, there's the name of these
Right.
tank tops were because people that were performing domestic violence
Traditionally.
on cops would be wearing them when the
Yeah.
cops showed up. So that's why
when did that start?
Yeah,
When
I'm
did
not
the
for
term-
it. I'm
It
saying,
says it came from A Streetcar Named Desire.
oh, really?
The old film, yeah, because Marlon Brando's character
right.
used to,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that would make sense.
and that's what he wore.
So- but
and
you-
that would have been like what?
But I'm not for wife
60s?
Abuse or domestic violence.
No,
by
it would
calling
just,
him
people
wife
would just
beater.
say like, well, you're being insensitive by using it.
Okay,
and you
by
could say,
saying it
well,
like
yes,
that.
I am.
1951.
1950, 51. Wow. I did not know that. That is super duper interesting. They are obviously more expensive now, right?
Not really. I mean, it would be with.
Do you still wear them under like a dress shirt?
I mean,
It's an old man
rare.
thing, right?
I
Old men
have-
would wear it under a dress shirt to keep them from like sweating through or
Yeah. You have to you have to wear
Also
something.
rubbing.
Yeah, your nips.
yeah,
Oh,
so you don't see your boobies.
So you have to wear some sort of undergarment.
Like when you
a
think
dress
what
shirt.
men used to wear, it'd be like wife beater or undergarment shirt, right? Boxers, long black dress socks that have these things that hold them up
clips,
on
yeah.
the sock clips. Then you've got
A lot of underclothing.
yeah, a shirt.
Yeah.
You got a dress shirt on, right? But you've got a shirt already on, but you put the dress shirt over it. Then you put a
It's hot.
vest,
Oh,
wool vest, then a coat,
wool coat.
and then you got to have an outcoat.
and a hat.
Yeah, and then where do you go? You go to Wrigley Field and stand among a million people.
Yeah, but that's under our experience of it being blazing hot all the time.
True.
And in the north, like it's
probably-
cold, dude.
It was probably pretty nice when the world wasn't ruined, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean not that. It's not that much of a difference. But I feel like it's when you're up in New York or whatever, like you have hot ass summers, and they'd still have to wear that and they're sweating their ass off. But for the most other times, it's gonna be like you want to. The more clothes, the better. Like you're cold as
And
hell.
you'd work, and then your hair, you'd have long pulled back hair, and then you'd get sweaty, and your hair would flop into your face when you were disheveled.
That's why he has headbands.
Like the insane. I saw some TikTok video about like the hardest time to be alive, and they went over basically 50 years that must have been super tough. Like if you were born in like the early 1900s, right? They were talking about like you're born in the 1900s. They didn't have like penicillin and all this stuff. They didn't have all the modern medicine.
And you
like
get a tooth infection, you're dead.
and then by the time you were in your 20s, you're being drafted to World War I, right? And so like if you didn't die then, you came back and then it was the Great Depression.
Right.
Yeah, and then the Great Depression leading into World War II, in which your kids are fighting now and dying. You know what I'm saying? If you made it through all this time, now your kids are being drafted to another world war.
Right.
And then it's like, man, that's a rough stretch.
I'm
of
okay with
50
the
years.
heat. I'll take the heat.
No, but you should look at like the difference in, and we all do it. Everybody that you complain about your life or nowadays, it's the only thing you know. But you look back and you're like, God damn, these humans back then had a rough go at it. Like, at their life.
How often
just
did you bathe? How often did you change your clothing? How often did you get shoes?
Yeah.
All these little things that we don't even think about.
No comforts.
Nothing.
All the, just you lived a hard ass existence, and you probably manual labor, for solid 8 hours.
Mostly labor.
You're doing something. You imagine a coal mine or something.
God.
You spend your days in the coal mine and you get out, and then all this, imagine being a coal miner during the Great Depression or whatever it is. It's like now you have no money and it's everybody's poor.
Yeah, but everybody's
starving
like
and dying.
It's not that bad. Everybody's like this.
Well, you find some sort of joy in life, but it's rough. Anyway,
like one piece of candy.
Yeah. But imagine how good it was.
Yeah,
though.
you sit down.
One Werther's.
You're done, and you got to take your goggles up. When you take your goggles up, your whole face is black with coal and soot, and you're just grimy head to toe. You sit down, and you have your mining helmet with your light on it, right?
Yeah.
And a torch that's
You're also thinking about white men, right? Because it was a lot worse for other people.
No. Yeah. I'm just saying.
I wasn't really thinking of anybody. I was just painting a coal man.
Also, I'm just referencing a TikTok video that I saw. Of course. Like, you go back far enough anytime. You go back even to the point where actually you go back far enough, and then it's like everybody was just living in the and it was like pretty
animals,
good.
yeah.
And then they're
it's
all
in the
happy.
middle where it's terrible.
Yeah. It's all, society ruined it a lot.
Of course.
Countries and stuff like that. But but you go back you see how hard the people worked when they were living in the jungle or like out in the wilderness, and those people I feel like were fulfilled. Like it was like industrialization and things like that. They're like real like 9 to 5 work hours, and like before it was just like you lived. You only did what you needed to do to survive.
Well, that
was
real.
It. Surviving was your job.
The other is varying degrees, and then is using other people to make money, and then that's when it becomes a bit of an illusion. And then there's richer people that aren't doing work, but they're Then that's the societal aspects of it are what.
And then I wonder if we're regressing back to a time where people work when they need to instead of having to.
I think we're doing it right now.
And then we're going through the great.
Look at all the friends that we have that are urging us to take adventures or do whatever you want. Like I've got friends that are really doing that.
Yeah. Or just
I have like multiple friends that just quit their job and decided they were like, well, we work remote. We're just going to travel with our kids.
Well, they just have a job. They didn't. That's a remote, not necessarily like a 9 to 5 anymore.
Right.
That whole idea, because it does seem kind. And I know it is. They're working it all out, and like there's some people that are obviously working remote that's nowhere close to a work week, right? As far as hours wise,
right.
And then you got some people, and people are trying to like bring people back to the office because they're like, oh, I'm not getting, it's not as efficient as it was, but like there is this sentiment of like, why am I being stuck here for just time? Like you're like, you have to be in this building for 8 hours, even if you're not doing any work. And then it's like, well, this is a waste of everybody's time. It's a waste of your air
conditioning. I could be playing pickleball.
Exactly. I could be out playing my pickleball court.
There's a balance, but it's like sitting there in a building just waiting your time out till you could leave seems like a waste of everybody's time, right?
You don't want to do
and
that.
Resources, but then
let's see here. You want to try this one right here?
Yeah.
Let's try this guy.
Hey guys, Mike B from the Ono Radio Show here. So, as a young man, my back never really itched, but I feel like as I'm growing older, my back just keeps getting itchier and itchier and itchier to the point where I feel like I'm a burden now because I have to constantly ask my wife, like, hey, do you mind just scratching my back a little bit? Thanks. Is this happening to you guys too? All right. Love you guys. I'll talk to you soon.
All
Bye.
right, we love you too. I have extreme allergies, so yeah, I'm constantly asking Andrea to scratch my back. I'm like, please scratch my back. It's driving me crazy. And I get these weird
Also,
itches.
you got to make sure you're washing your entire back completely, right? So you're not getting back knee. You got to make sure you moisturize so you don't have dry skin. That'll make you itchy.
I don't moisturize.
You gotta
but
do
I do
all
wash,
that or you're gonna get
I wash
itchy.
my back.
I don't wash my back unless
I have a
Chris
back
That's
doesn't.
not
brush.
surprising at all.
I have a brush,
Yeah.
like an old man.
The back brush.
It's
yeah.
Maisie's. She bought it at some store, and then I just use it.
I've never washed my back unless
good.
Crystal did it for
Gross,
me,
man.
and I have no back knee. Or
I
anything
What
like
do you
like that.
actually wash? Just your genitalia?
Armpits and face, in that order.
I do.
Yeah,
I concentrate-
genitals, armpits, face.
I
That's
wash
it.
everything, but I don't even really know. I think I'm with you. I always concentrate on. I go immediately. I get the soap, and I go to the main front area
Yeah.
and my back area, and then I
Yeah.
always do my hairy pits, and that's it.
Yeah.
Everything else is kind of like I'm still pushing soap around.
And the water gets on it. It's fine.
You know, I actually
I've
saw
never had
somebody
a
on
problem.
TikTok that said it'd be better if more people use less soap on their body,
Yeah, for your
that it dries you out.
yeah, using too much, it's not natural, whatever.
But I do, yes.
I'm not taking any grooming advice from you two.
Well, I mean, go back to
it was a-
100,000
it was
years
a
of
doctor.
humans.
They
Sure.
don't live 100,000 years ago.
You
No,
know,
I know,
it was
but
a doctor on
our
TikTok,
skin-
and she said that, she was just saying that people use way too much now, and that, like, if you use a little bit of soap for, like, a little bit in your hand, you could use that for your full body and be totally clean, and
Well, like taking moisture away from your skin, I think is unhealthy for your skin because it
It is.
produces oil.
That's why you
so it doesn't-
moisturize after you shower.
Yeah. But that you're
even
that-
hot showers, you're
you're
not
t-
supposed to take hot showers.
It's like you're stripping the fence to paint it again over and over. Just leave the paint on.
Right.
And then if it stinks, like you gotta take care of the stink. But I feel like the stink can be taken care of with water in your armpits.
No,
and,
you say it's genetic.
And there's
So there's nothing you can do about your foot stink.
well,
You're
people.
going back and forth on your grooming habits now.
There are people with BO that cannot do anything about it. I feel like they may be able to use
I
deodorant
think
that works.
I'm getting BO. Like, I have more BO as
That
an older
happens
man.
too. People developing to get stinkier
Yeah.
as they get older.
I'm a stinkier older person.
You got to Botox your armpits.
Okay, I'll do it.
To get, although with
Need a
that,
Botox sponsor.
would that
It's
eliminate
supposed to help sweating.
the BO? But
Maybe,
that-
because I'm sweating, and the sweat is what's right, and then the sweat is what's
I think it
making it the
depends.
BO.
Some people stink without sweating.
No,
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah.
I don't
It's
stink.
like a weird
Mine's
smell,
a sweat thing.
skin smell.
Mine's a sweat thing. So I think you're right.
Yeah, but when you're right. The people with bad BO, they're not drenched in sweat, right? They're like
it
just like
depends, yeah.
have a natural BO, and
EJ is actually right. Diet is a big part of it
with what BO?
with BO.
Yeah. Anyway,
Guess I gotta stop eating Jollibees every day. No, I've never been
Still
there.
gotta try.
Never been to Jollibees.
what is that?
It's like a fried chicken place that everybody keeps talking about, and I keep seeing the commercials. So
It's chicken and spaghetti.
I vowed to drop it into pop culture once a show.
It's our new Qdoba.
Yeah, it's our new Qdoba.
So it's fried chicken and spaghetti.
Yeah.
It's from is it Polynesian?
I believe it's Filipino.
Filipino?
I don't know. That does not sound like I want
it's like
those
a
two things
sweet
together.
Two of my
spaghetti?
favorite things.
It's like a sweet spaghetti, like what you'd get at a cafeteria. Like a white person
yeah,
spaghetti.
Filipino based.
Like a sweet white person spaghetti,
I-
where it's like real sweet.
I like them both separately, but I've never felt like I needed them together. I don't know. Is it a cultural thing?
It's a
Knock
cultural
until you
thing.
try it,
Yeah,
man.
I don't know why they decided putting it together, but like we have friends that culturally, like where's it from? Where'd you say it's
Filipino.
from? That are
The Philippines, yeah.
from the Philippines, and they literally lose their mind for it.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh, it's back, it's back. It's like their
well, they grew
McDonald's.
up with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's how
No,
it
but
works.
they say even without the nostalgia, it's still pretty good. I've heard that it's pretty good.
But has anybody ever like been eating fried chicken and be like, you know what, I need some
yes,
spaghetti?
whenever you're
Really?
at the buffets, right?
Well,
I mean,
that's
You
only
get a little
because
bit of this,
I
there
can't
has to be
control
a little
myself.
something to it because of like chicken parmesan, right? All
Yeah.
that is fried chicken with spaghetti
Correct.
sauce on it, and they put some cheese on it.
Delicious.
You know, I
Yeah.
do love fried chicken with spaghetti sauce on it.
Yeah.
That Burger King Italiano chicken sandwich they had in the 90s was spot on.
And
Felt like I was on the streets of Italy.
In a sandwich, I don't know. I just feel like if you're eating fried chicken by itself, my motivation is not to find some spaghetti sauce. To
Me neither. I
on
normally
it.
want like mashed potatoes, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe some baked beans.
Yeah. But
Potato salad.
that's
sure.
my nostalgia. It's like fried chicken goes with the stuff at KFC, which is
Fried chicken, like mashed potatoes.
Yeah, mashed potatoes. Wedges. Corn,
Wedges.
That's how I grew. So you like what you grew up with, all right?
Yeah, I like some wedges. Let's do one more. Let's try this guy.
Hey, Tom, Dan, and Sam. It's Canadian Josh. I will pay the $300 for Sam to kiss Tom's feet for 3 Mississippis and do it on the Friday Free Show. I'll hang up and listen. Love you guys. BDM for life.
Is that Canadian or U.S.?
What's the conversion nowadays?
Weird. It's like I just felt like the perfect place to place that after the body odor talk.
$300?
Cool. Really, Josh? You want to waste $300?
Like,
that would be 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
I don't know, Sam.
Not after this BO talk.
Yeah. I wouldn't do that, Sam.
$300 cash?
I don't know.
I'd kiss anybody's feet for $300. I'd kiss SBK's feet. No offense.
That stinky toe.
Yeah. I'd
Would
kiss
you suck the toe
for $300. No.
Would you put the toe in your mouth?
That's a different
How
bet.
about just bite the top of it?
No, that's a different bet.
Tongue.
Bet. No, different bet. I haven't figured out what the money, but it's just my lips to SBK's toe, and I'm only saying his toe because it was the grossest toe.
It's the
I've
grossest toe I've ever seen. We're not saying that to be mean.
Yeah.
I'm sure his toes are fine now, but at the time,
I don't know if trucking makes them better.
Right, yeah.
Trucking toes.
It was like radio made them.
Radio toes and trucking toes.
Yeah.
I think it's neck and neck.
Yeah. I think your radio toe and your
We
trucking
could do
toe
a
is the
new
same,
game. We
same
could do
sitting.
Sam, we could do a new game on the stream where I put up a picture of a guy and I say DJ or trucker, and you have to decide. Do you think you would win?
I think sitting does make them better. Like it's the abuse and the overwalking.
I think it was the neuropathy and like banging them into stuff and not knowing you're injuring them, right? But his were fungi. His were fungus. He had fungus. Which is very common.
Yeah.
We're not saying this to be mean. And I think
showed him on the radio.
He showed him on the radio.
I'm not talking about his private
on the internet right now.
business.
No.
Anyway. $300 just lips to
Wow.
that.
No, I don't know, man.
Cash, because that like $300, like that's some good walking around money. Like
$300 is a lot of money.
Like I'll walk around $300, and you spend it fast because $100. I spend $150 every time I go to Publix.
Dude,
for whatever reason.
Because it's so
You
expensive.
gotta start bringing your own lunch.
It's too expensive.
No, not for lunch here. But I'm just saying, I stopped Crystal.
For lunch today, he's having lobster.
Crystal, send me a list. Like, get some bread,
Steamed lobster.
almond milk, get this for the kids. These 5 things. I need these.
You
nuts.
gotta go to Aldi, man. You're spending too much
Or
at
Trader
Publix.
Joe's.
Well, I mean, I just go for the.
Yeah, it's the convenience.
But also, I don't pay attention until it actually rings up, and I'm like, God
and then it's
damn.
all there, and you don't want to put it back.
Yeah. And
Have
then
you
I'm
guys
like,
ever left food at the checkout?
When I was a kid and I used my card and they said
Couldn't
decline, and I was
afford
like,
it,
let me
yeah.
call my bank. And I
Yeah,
just got my
yeah.
card.
This is unbelievable. You did the let me call my bank.
Yeah, I've done that a lot
Or
of times.
you'd have to pick and choose. Well, I can't afford, the bread this week, so I'll just get the eggs.
I
or
never
whatever
did.
the hell.
I never did that because in my mind that was admitting that it wasn't a bank problem. It was actually I didn't have the
So
money.
you had to lie. You had to go
we
through with
grew
the
up
lie.
doing that again with the coupons, and then
Yeah.
it's like, oh, we're $5 over. We got to put something back.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I had a weird experience in life where I didn't growing up. I didn't experience like poverty until I left my house.
Right,
and
right.
then I was just
When you're on your own.
and then I experienced just the the food
Your own
stamps
come
and
up.
this nothing had nothing. Like I saw true poverty
You
for
became
years.
an adult as a poor adult.
Yeah. And then, which I want to give to my kids, but I think I'm too weak to give
no,
it.
you
No, I'll
Sweet
give
16 party.
I'll give the money.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You want a Mustang?
Yeah. Oh, Tommy will have a Tesla of Kid Rock playing his birthday party. Well, it's a digital Kid Rock.
All right. We will be right back.
All right. Nice. Where's this go?
Monday the 3rd, segment 3.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna go to lunch, and then I guess we'll see you on Facebook later.
Yep.
Yep,
We'll see you on the
BDM
BDM show.
Monday.